As the race to space heats up among the world's most powerful billionaires, who will stake their claim in the final frontier? One organization has already planted their flag, declaring itself a fully independent space nation with an ambitious goal to maintain peace in outer space. Joining us now is Lembit Opik. He is the chairman of Ascardia Parliament. So walk me through your vision.
Yes, it sounds interesting, but it's absolutely real. We are the most advanced digital democracy in the history of the human race. Why? Because the only way you can actually run the world when it comes to interstellar travel and interstellar communities is digitally. This is the vision of Dr. Igor Ashabaili, who recognized that we either walk or die as a species. That has been the touchstone for humanity at every stage in our evolution. So in simple terms, we want to live in space. We want to create the first space baby. We want to have the first permanent space habitation, and we want to do it democratically. It's as simple as that. Easy to say, hard to do.
Lembit, for those of us who are unfamiliar with Asgardia, give us a sense of who are, because there's about 1 million people who claim membership with this, and you have launched a satellite. Is that accurate?
Yes and yes. We have over 1 million followers. We have a smaller number of residents. To become a resident, you actually have to pay around $100. And then you get a lot of rights. You can operate in the Asgardian economy and everything that goes with it. In terms of the satellite, yes, we launched the satellite. It was if you like, it was a statement of claim, of entitlement to space, because no human being really owns space. And what we're saying is it has to be managed democratically. So Ascardia 1, not a very creative name, but you can see what we did there. That's up there already. Ascardia 2 will go up there presently. But the big story for us is when we can get humans into space. And our commitment is to have permanent human space habitation by 2023. And before that,
well, we have permanent. We have space habitation now with the ISS, but I'm curious, what do those satellites do? And I don't know what the financial backing is at $100 a pop with 1 million people. Not enough to build a rocket and a space station, or is it?
Well, hold on a second. We're talking about people and we're talking about money. You're quite right. It takes billions and billions of dollars to actually build a permanent space station. And we recognize that. We want to have 150 million people investing in Ascardia over time. That's only 5% of the world's human population, actually less than that. And I'm pretty sure we can do that. But the core answer to your very sensible question is this. Why are we doing this when we've got the ISS? Because the ISS is not a permanent human space habitation. You got there for 6 months and then you can come home. Maybe you stay there for a year. We're talking about having a lifetime in space. Now, we have to do that because if we don't do that, then we're eventually going to just be stuck on this planet when we've got an entire galaxy to explore. And that's not the human way of doing things. And if we don't have a democracy, if we don't have some kind of a community system, then that means that millions of people in space will take their instructions from mission control. And that's just not realistic, given what we know about human nature.
Lembit, this is Sinan Aral from MIT. Is this just a first come, first serve, or are nation states going to have something to say or compete with Asgardia's rights to democracy in outer space?
The question of rights is an absolutely valid one. Asgardia recognizes that we cannot have space wars because everybody dies. So we're not going to have an army. We are not going into the militaristic environment. We have to negotiate our solutions through peace. If you speak to any astronaut, they come back saying, we couldn't have internecine disputes. We couldn't have a social or cultural or cross-national disputes in space because when there's a leak in the space station, everybody dies. So in that sense, we're not looking for competition there. You're also right to say there are other groups who are talking about the same thing. In my judgment, Ascardia has gone further than anybody else. The 1 million+ followers, the residents, the citizens, the fact we've actually got a proto-economy now with a digital currency, not a cryptocurrency, but a digital currency called the solar, which already looks like as soon as we launch it, will be worth more than €1. So in that sense, we're looking for allies, not enemies.
Lembit, how are you raising money? Who are your investors?
The investors are twofold. First of all, those who invest as residents, they pay €100 or $100 or 100 British pounds each a year to be recognized in that way. And also we're reaching out to businesses that think that our vision is correct, that we have to have some kind of a democratic community out there, and within that, the million-plus people who already have signed up to this, that they might be a very right market for innovation. So those are the three groups. And then there will be investors who don't really care about what we're doing, but can see that the solar, our digital currency, and the investment in our economy makes sense.
All right. Lembit Opik from Ascardia, thank you very much for joining us.
My pleasure.
Hey investors, Zach Guzman here. Are you interested in learning more about the markets and getting the latest financial news? Well, then click right here to subscribe to our Yahoo Finance YouTube channel. Get the latest up-to-the-minute market analysis, big interviews in the world of finance, and information on how to manage your money every day wherever you are.